Welcome to my channel. So I want to get into talking about the sentencing dates that happened for Maxwell Anderson. Maxwell Anderson is the convicted murderer of Sade Robinson. Back in April of 2024, Sade was 19 years old. She went on a date with a 34-year-old man named Maxwell Anderson. She met him through a mutual friend. So, everything seemed like it would have been cool. They went to like a bar, restaurants, then they went to like another bar, restaurant. They hung out for hours and hours. And somehow they ended up back at Maxwell's place. That's the last time Sade was alive, was with Maxwell Anderson. It was mainly circumstantial evidence that got him convicted because there was no video, there was no audio, there was no direct witnesses of him killing her. But based on the evidence, photos, GPS, cameras and stuff like that, it's clear that he killed her. I'm also suspecting that he sexually assaulted her in some way, and then he killed her. Not only did he kill her, he dismembered her body. So he cut her body up in pieces, and he threw her across the city, and people were finding it. And unfortunately, we have yet to find her head. Some people call it her crown, but it has yet to be recovered, and Maxwell refuses to admit what happened. He is actually saying he's innocent. He's been proclaiming his innocence since day one. He's absolutely ridiculous. He should be ashamed of himself, but he has no shame because he is a psychopath. He's someone who you cannot trust, and he belongs in prison. So I'm so glad that the jury came back and said that he's guilty. I'm so glad the judge gave him the maximum time. In Wisconsin, he's going to get a lifetime in prison, no possibility of supervised release. So he will not get any parole, no option for that. He does plan on appealing, but anybody gonna listen to that? They're gonna laugh at it. Anybody who listens to this man is sick in the head. And so, yeah, if he knows what's good for him, he needs to stay his butt up in prison. Really want to talk about Sade Robinson's mom, Sheena Scarborough. She spoke at the sentencing hearing, and she gave her victim impact statement, and she did not mince words. She went in on Maxwell Anderson, and rightfully so.
First off, Your Honor, I would like to start off with, my name is Sheena Scarborough, SHEENA, SCARBOUGH.
Thank you. Would somebody move that Elmo to the side, please? Ms. Scarborough, what would you like to say?
I am the mother of Sade. I've raised my daughters. We are light worker people. We are very angelic individuals. For us to even be here, I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil and his entire demonic family in this courtroom. It's very heavy to where I can't even talk. But Your Honor, I am asking that everyone in this courtroom be protected through the white light by this devil that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what we all had to endure, which was it was freaking torture to even have to be dragged through what we were dragged through. This demon and his whole ass attorney, they knew exactly what he did and what he was responsible for. They took us through extreme agony and pain. We are already dealing with so much trauma. There's no such thing as justice with what you did to my daughter and what you have done to my family. I have bust my ass for over 20 years to raise the best possible angelic light worker kids that do nothing but good. My daughter had to cross your demonic path. You plotted and planned to kill, dismember, then you disrespectfully spread my daughter across the Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? My daughter was everything. She was everything to all of us. As my baby explained, she had a different impact in each and every one of our lives. There's so many strangers and individuals in the community that I have engaged and met that she has touched and impacted. This has affected the world, the community in such extreme ways. There's no way in hell we should have even ever went through this freaking trial that you drug us through. You knew you were guilty. You're negligent, mammy and pappy, them demons. I'll deal with them later. But I want you to know that you can no longer hurt my baby. She's in heaven. She's protected. We roll deep. My ancestors roll deep. When you touch my daughter, you fuck with the wrong family. We ain't no pussy bitches, and you should have never touched my daughter. My daughter helped everyone. She fed homeless, she worked 2 jobs, everything Adriana said. The community knows who my daughter was. Everybody knows who my daughter was. How dare y'all even pull that whole shit about that meth? You will not drag my daughter's name down, trying to plot and set up stuff. You're gonna carry my daughter's name the correct way in her legacy. You and your family will be held fully responsible for the rest of your life. You will be eternally haunted by myself, my ancestors. I know you cannot sleep at night. They have already been at you. You will never get peace. You will never sleep. You no longer can harm and hurt my innocent baby. You took advantage of her. You manipulated her in the worst possible way. You're a coward. My daughter is a hero. My daughter is a hero. She has saved so many other women from this demonic serial killer that there's no telling how many more people that he has killed. If you had any type of decency, but you are a devil, if you had any type of core piece of anything left in your demonic soul, or if your parents, your devil parents had any type of respect, I don't even know how they could sleep at night, knowing what type of demon son they raised, and then tried to cover it up. Y'all tried to flip that house. Y'all done did so much whole shit, it don't make no damn sense. All y'all karma is gonna be a bitch. And I'm getting each and every one of you eternally. I'm getting the whole entire family tree. Know that. Your sister, all them, each member of your family tree will be eternally hunted by my ancestors. We're light workers. I don't even have to touch you. The spiritual realm already been at you. I can see it in your eyes. You can't even sleep at night, you hoe ass. Judge, I did want to thank you and the entire community, the officers, the team, Ian, Donner, this whole entire community and team has stood 10 toes behind us. This has been extremely traumatic. This is not even my character. I don't move like this. I've been advocating and helping others my entire life. I come from a mental health background. This was not supposed to happen. This was not a part of our plan. Me and my daughters had goals. They are both very academically gifted and talented. They are overachievers. For this to happen, and we have busted and worked our behinds off in life, and then to have all of this noise about the millionaire murderer's son comes and takes my daughter. I don't give a freak about what your color status or how much money you got. You ducked with the wrong family. Because I don't play. You thought you was going to get away. But I'm going to respectfully request that you confess where the rest of my daughter's crown is, if you have any respect left for me and her father and her sister and the rest of my family in this community. You've already done the worst. You can at least give us that much. You have messed the entire community up. People can't even take walks and go to the park, and everybody's in trauma. This was not your first time doing this. And all your dark is gonna come to the light. If you or your devil parents had any type of decency of respect as humans with morals, there's nothing else there's no excuse for what you did to us, what you did to my daughter. My daughter is now protected. You can't hurt her. You can't take advantage of her. But know that you messed with the wrong one. You weren't getting away with this one. And you will be dealt with eternally, like I stated. But Your Honor, Judge, I'm asking that this demon be respectfully returned back to hell as soon as possible. That's what I'm requesting through the court. Please return him back to hell as soon as possible. No possibility of life without parole, the maximum. maximum, and this devil should not be given any more special millionaire privileges being held in certain populations. He needs to be, not he, but that devil needs to be placed in a population with the rest of the demons that harm and hurt individuals, the murderers, the serial killers, the felons. You are not on no special privileges. Your money is not going to protect you. It's a done deal. Sade's justice is just now beginning, and you and all of your family will eternally pay for what you did to us.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough.
This woman has been through so much health-wise. She has gone downhill ever since finding out about her daughter's murder and dismemberment. So her health has not been good. She's been weak and frail. You know, it appears so, but she's still strong in her spirit. She spoke up for her daughter, and she went off on Maxwell as well as his family because they coddled him. And in the past, they had given him slaps on the wrist for other crimes that he committed. It wasn't felonies, but so what? It was misdemeanors, but it was still violent, domestic violence, and just being violent. He has a violent history, and he thought that, oh, it's gonna be another slap on the wrist. They don't have nothing on me. Dude, you were on camera walking away from her vehicle. Mind y'all, he torched her car. Once Maxwell took Sade Robinson back to his place, he did what he did to her, took her life, and then he dismembered her body and threw her around the city. He drove her car. He drove her car into a neighborhood that he doesn't live in, and then he torched the car. He's seen on camera, and witnesses saw him on camera walking away from the fire. You know, and he got on the city bus afterwards, headed home. He had no business in that neighborhood, and then he claimed that he was buying weed. Y'all, don't. If you look at the story, you'll just be sick. You'll be sick to know that this man really thought he was going to get away with it. If it wasn't for the cameras, I believe, and for the GPS, he possibly could have gotten away with it. But he was the very last person that Sade Robinson was with. You know, she told a few people that she went on a date. I don't know the details of who she told, but I know that it was known to like coworkers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if her family knew that she was going on a date with the guy. Surviving something like that, surviving a loved one being gone and being taken away from this life at such a young age, such a beautiful person, so innocent. It's hard to get over. Her, you know, Sheena will never get over what happened to her daughter. Never. No family member, the neighborhood, you know, community, everybody. It's going to stick with you. These are one of the stories that's going to stick with you. And another thing at the victim impact statement, with the other victim impact statement that was meaningful was her sister, 16 years old, and she had me crying. I was in tears listening to her statement. You know, she has a huge hole in her heart from her sister being gone. That was her best friend. That was her everything. They spent so much time together, and she was just talking about how he robbed her of a future with her sister. You know, I mean, Maxwell is such trash. He didn't even deserve to hear their words, but it's necessary, you know, that I'm learning that at sentencing hearings it's good to speak up because you want the judge to really understand the impact of how the monster affected your life. So I honestly don't feel like abusers deserve like your energy, your thoughts, your words, but you have to when it comes to like trials and like sentencing hearings. It's necessary, but they don't really deserve you. You know, they already did so much. But yeah, Sheena went in, and I'm very proud of her for being strong, and I wish her the best in her healing journey. She's never going to get over this, and I'm glad she was alive long enough to be able to see that justice was somewhat served. You know, true justice would be that Sade would still be here, right? But Maxwell, honestly, just like the family said, Maxwell, what he did to Sade should be done to him. Every single thing he did to Sade should be done to him. But, you know, we live in a country where they say that it's, you know, you're not supposed to do cruel and unusual punishment and stuff like that. But I would stand behind punishing people the way they did the person. I really would, as long as you have the evidence and the, you know, all the stuff that you need. Because I mean, I would not want anything to happen to people who are innocent, and that's why a lot of people are. And that's the argument against the death penalty. For example, people say that, you know, the death penalty is unethical because sometimes you can convict an innocent person, and some states and countries are willing to risk that chance. You guys check out the movie, The Life of David Gale. By the way, one of my favorite movies of all time. Check out that movie. That's off topic, but Maxwell deserves a death penalty. He deserves punishment, cruel and unusual. He deserves everything. And I hope that the prisoners, just like Sheena requested, you know, I hope that he gets to be I hope Maxwell gets to be in the general population. They should not give him any special treatment. He didn't give Sade Robinson any special treatment, so why should he get special treatment? I don't care about him trying to act like he's extra crazy and defecating on himself and urinating on himself. Sir, you're still going to be in the population. You still need to go with all the thugs and all the killers and everybody that's bad. Because you're a bad person. You think you deserve special treatment because maybe your dad have some money. So allegedly, Maxwell's dad is like a millionaire, allegedly. And Sheena made some good points in her speech. Like, we don't care about your money. Your money's not good here, sir. You're never going to sleep well. You're never going to rest well because of what you did to my daughter. And I hope that Maxwell does not enjoy his time in prison. You know, we would love to say we hopes he learns and grows. But y'all got to understand, like, you know, from a psychology point of view, there's pretty much no hope for Maxwell. He was too far gone. We're not talking about someone who's younger than the age of 25, his frontal lobing develops, and this is a grown man. He knew exactly what he's doing. He tried his best to cover up his tracks, and he's still maintaining his innocence, which we all know. Like, a blind man can see that Maxwell killed Sade Robinson. A blind man could just listen to the audio of everything, and he'd be like, yup, he did it. He did it. You didn't even have to see the video and all that stuff. Just listen to everything. Listen to the timeline of everything. Anyway, my heart goes out to Sade's family and anyone who, you know, knew her and cared about her. Like, what happened to her should not have happened to her. I think Sade did the best she could with her age and her experience. We cannot blame her. We should not victim blame. You know, she should be here alive. She shouldn't have to suffer the way she did because she chose the wrong guy. He masked himself. He pretended to be a good person, and that's how he got her. He groomed her. He roped her in the situation. You know, he pretended, the great pretender. He pretended like he was a great guy, but he was really a monster. You know, most bad people are not going to come out and say, yeah, I'm going to kill you after this date. He's going to, oh yeah, let's have a good time, blah, blah, blah. Just a loser.